What's up, creepers? Let's go to this one first. What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How's everyone doing tonight? So, for the past couple of days, people have been sending me links. And I would appreciate it, believe it or not. For Twitter, which I am still not. I haven't reactivated my account, so my ear hasn't been to the ground. But all kinds of Atari stuff. You know what? Hold on a second. I love my channel, how unprofessional I am. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. It's not so blurry. Yeah, I'm not on Twitter anymore, so my ear's not to the ground. I don't see and hear all this stuff. Like all you rad cats. Possum and Grits, what's going on? Loosely Collected. How you doing? Thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks for coming in. We'll wait a little bit for a few more people or whatever, and then we'll get talking. But so today, my buddy Clico Joe sends me the link that we're going to be looking at now, and obviously I can still get into Twitter. I just haven't, redone my account yet, nor do I have any plan on doing it. But apparently, my Arcade and Atari are teaming up, and I would say that's probably an obvious match. I don't know. I guess so. I don't know, but we all know who My Arcade is. I mean, shit, even my kids have My Arcade stuff. Those little, the cheap things you can get in like CVS and Walgreens every fucking holiday season. And you know what? I've always thought that their quality was pretty good. I had one of the little pocket games. It was green. I want to say it was Galaxian. And it played pretty well. I've always liked the little M&M style buttons. Pretty cool stuff. Ew, screw Twitter. It's always sucked. Yeah, it's like a cesspool of fuck. I can't stand Twitter. But it is what it is. Fuck it. Let's just get into it. All right. So I gotta find it on my end here. There we go. So I can't see what's going on in the chat. Well, let me move this over here. There we go. Hopefully I can read your comments and stuff. And if anything goes weird, let me know, because I don't have my second screen set up yet. So, and as long as you're looking at the Atari My Arcade image right now, I'm happy. I'm happy. And we got this going on. So, my buddy Clico Joe sends me this exact link. Let's have a look at it. I did already look real quick, and I've watched a few videos. As a matter of fact, I think I just got done watching Gen X Grown-Ups take on this, and lucky him, he because he's a kind of a big deal and all. He has people at My Arcade that he can chitter chat with, and he got some pictures early, and didn't release them until today on his video. So that was pretty cool. But here we are. Okay, here we are. My Arcade. Pretty decent stuff. I think this is an obvious collab. Is it more needless shit? Yeah, probably. But let's have a look at a few of these things. There's one, I wanted to come in here and puke all over these things, but let's just have a look, and we'll get to the grand finale here. So we have a little tabletop arcade unit. Nothing we have not seen. Some people are suspecting that this is a little bit larger than the ones that we're used to. They're definitely the taller of the two. I can tell you that. But this is probably your typical, whatever it is. Hey, Alex, what's going on, man? We all gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Yes, amen. Fucking men. Sorry, I'm eating candy corn. Yeah, I still have candy corn. Because fuck Christmas, it's all about Halloween. So yeah, I mean, our typical little thing. I wish we had better pictures of the panel itself. I don't think we do. No, that's the next product. I got a few things to say about that one too. I think this is a missed opportunity. I think they should have actually went with arcade ports in this thing. Atari arcade ports. Because, I mean, you just saw the handheld, which is pretty much going to be a smaller, more a handheld version of this fucking thing. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say. They're trying to give it the vibe of the 2600 while not doing that. I don't know. It's kind of weird. The aesthetic looks like their office back in the day. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures, but sometimes they did blues, sometimes they did oranges and browns and yellows, but they always had these swooping lines, and they would meet up in the middle by the receptionist into the Atari Fuji logo. So I dig that they're going with that, not just trying to make the whole thing look like wood grain and all that stuff, while still giving it the aesthetic. The joystick with the little orange doohickeys all the way around. What's up? Retro Advisory Board. I can't see the comments right now, so give me a few minutes, guys. Oh, wait, I just did something here. Have I seen things very... let's see. Oh, I jumped again. Let me get my glasses. Oh, no, do I not have them here? All right, here we go. I've seen things very akin to this. Yeah, often. Right? But it is what they do. You know, and I was saying earlier, this is kind of like an obvious collaboration, isn't it? And there's no harm in it. I mean, it's more needless stuff. Alex, thank you, man. Thank you. I like corn, too. Corn is awesome. Resource of mini arcades are fun, but they usually, I mean, they're yard sale fodder is what they are. They're shelf collectors and yard sale fodder. But going back to my point, since we're going to pretty much maybe have the same collection on that little handheld, maybe, augment it a little bit. I think they should have went with the actual arcade ports on this one. The only reason I would think that they would have the same kind of catalog on each machine is if this one had an SD card versus the little handheld one didn't. I would actually be okay with that. But I think this is a missed opportunity. I honestly think that this one here should have been the actual arcade ports of Atari games. It's not like they don't have the licensing for it, right? The Houston Astros of the design choice. Right on. You're right. You're 100% right. Okay, so moving on to this thing. Again, it's probably going to be no different than basically my flashback handheld crammed inside of one of my arcades. Actually, very comfortable to play handheld. I had one of these. I can't remember if it was Gallagher or Galaxian. I want to say it was a gift from. It was a gift from my buddy. Arcade USA. Oh my God! Why can't I remember his name? But you know who I'm talking about. It was a gift from him and one of his care packages. Willie, god damn, wow. Maybe I shouldn't, go outside before I come live. I apologize for that. But my hip was fucking killing me. I couldn't, we just got a cold snap and my hip is just like, nope, I'm not liking this at all, Mr. Call. But, so I had to go outside and do what I had to do, so. Sorry, Willie, I didn't mean to forget your name, buddy. But yeah, I think these are comfortable. In some cases, the button's not in the right place. I think this one, it is. It's just a repurposed one of their shells. This makes sense to me. Whereas this doesn't make as much sense unless, of course, there's going to be an SD card. And you might be able to play 7800 on there as well. I don't know. I think this should be actual arcade ports. This should be console ports. And should have an SD card slot. But we don't know what any of this is yet. We see pictures. So this right here, I think, is as obvious as you can get. If you've never owned one of these little guys, they're convenient. The screens are pretty small. I'll admit that. But they're comfortable. They're well built. In my opinion, I think they play well. I think the buttons are a little taller than they should be. But the shape of them takes care of that right away. You can basically put your thumb anywhere on it and just press down. And there you go. People who like taller buttons can use the center, and people who don't can kind of hang out on the side, But they're comfortable little units. They're well built, nice solid plastics. All the buttons and the D-pads and everything, good to go. It will just really depend on how they handle all the switches. If I believe correctly, some of them do have. Maybe not. I don't know. Someone will have to correct me. If they have shoulder buttons on it, with those, and then I think you got plenty right there you can play with. But That will also depend on what games are on there too. I mean, there's a lot of games that none of that affects at all. So I don't know. At least we need to have a difficulty switch of some sort. That is a must. But yeah, I think this makes a lot more sense than this. And I'll just say it one more time. Should be arcade ports. Should be arcade ports. We should be seeing stuff like Black Widow and basically the stuff that they've been kind of releasing. This. Okay. Let me admit something. When they were teasing with like the little corner photos and everything, I literally said, "Oh, gee, look, more shit, more crap." Especially now that the VCS has pretty much been abandoned. I'm not saying software wise, but they just announced that they're going to stop making them recently. So I'm thinking, oh great, here we go. We're gonna pimp this out to everyone we can, which makes more sense than them coming out with a console. But it is what it is. And I thought to myself, oh, it's gonna be a bunch of crap. The same crap that we've seen 1,000 times. And then I saw this, and it's still crap. I think. Meaning, when I say crap, I'm not puking on it. I'm not saying that it's not going to be a quality product. Just like we were just saying, a lot of times these things get purchased and they end up on a shelf or in the yard sale or in the attic, That's what I mean by that. Cat, I guess, is what Ashens would say over there across the pond. I call it crap, junk, whatever. But when I say that, I don't mean the quality of whatever it is going to be lacking. But then I saw this and I said, okay, my ears are perked up and I am going to keep an eye out to, right here, this pre-order. I am going to keep my eye out for when this goes live. And depending on how much this is, I don't know what it's going to be. If it's just going to be like a little emulation box with an SD card. It's got the joysticks. And I wish I had brought the other pictures up. Maybe we can go into their page and we can scroll through and see the other pictures. But there is a trigger here. You can clearly see, and there's a button up here. And there's also a button down here. And it says A. That bothers me because the Atari was just a button, I think that was a missed opportunity as well, just to leave it plain. But maybe there's going to be certain functionalities. Maybe this isn't just a 2600 thing. Because most times when people think Atari stuff, they go straight to 2600. And I'm including me. But for all we know, this could be a 7800. It could be a little microcomputer. It could be, the 8-bit line of computers for all we fucking know. Unless the information's come out by the time I came on live. And I don't know what I'm talking about. But we're definitely going to keep an eye on whatever the fuck this thing is. If anything, it looks fun. Now, will it work well? I don't know. I have no idea. You guys should already know how I feel about the new Atari joystick. I don't know how well these are going to work. I'm going to assume it's Bluetooth. I don't know what the buttons. I'm going to assume that we have a power, a reset, and a home button, or I don't know. But Potion Sword Run, what's going on, my friend? How you feeling? This is neat looking, and Happy New Year to you, my man. Let's see. I sort of want the new VCS, but I haven't had the extra cash. Well, honestly, loosely collected, they're going to stop making them, and that's going to do one of two things. Put a lot of surplus out there. At your, there's a couple of stores around here. Best Buy's been selling them. We have that place down in Cambridge, something electronics, not Best Electronics. Micro Shop or whatever. Atari works with them. They have the joysticks and all that. You can buy them there. I bet you they're going to start going on wicked clearance prices. So keep your your ears and your eyes open, man, because you might be able to score one for a smoking deal. And this goes to everybody, obviously. It goes to everybody. But going back to this real quick, it's technically a console. I mean, they're all consoles, but a traditional style console, just a little guy. So I'm going to assume that's USB-C, the two little dealies here to the left of the console, above the big buttons. Now, here's something interesting, and maybe this is in case you can't see at night. I don't know. But one's concave, we're talking about the buttons here, and the other one's convex. This one looks like it's a dish, and this one looks like a bubble. I just thought that was an interesting choice. Going by the size of their buttons, I can already tell how this is probably going to be about the size of a larger business card or so. If they're using the same buttons that are on their little handheld things, I don't think the joysticks are in proper proportion. I think they're going to be a little bit larger than what they look like here. It would make more sense for that to be the case. And I think that the images just are kind of, the console itself is zoomed in versus probably the controls are zoomed out a little bit. So I don't think this is actual scale to the console versus the controller. But I'm wicked excited about this. I can't wait to find out what it is, first of all. It's got ColecoVision vibes with the ribs, yeah. ColecoVision might be another thing that we'll be talking about quite a bit here soon. Mine died, so I donated it to another person who had a good running one, but it was a shitty looking case. So I donated my case to him, and hopefully he can get the other one running. But regardless, when I went and got the Atari Jaguar, which is right there in the box, I haven't even played it yet, guys. I'm sorry. I just got a new truck, and I gotta scramble around, do the stuffs to make it happen, and all that. So I've been busy on my days off. He had a television and a Coleco with a ton of games and all this stuff. He's like, Chris, I can't push this stuff, so just make me an offer on it. So if I do make an offer, I'm going to keep the Coleco. Alex, thank you, man. Please stop. Hold on, let's see. What are you saying there, buddy? Do you ever like Wolfenstein 3D? Wolfenstein 3D is pretty cool. That style, like Doom style, makes me nauseous, but I love playing them. As a matter of fact, it's funny you were talking about that. I was on eBay looking for games, and I saw this package of them that had Doom and Wolfenstein and like 3 or 4 others. I believe it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. And it said 150 and then best offer. Or make an offer. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to offer this dude $100 and then, just go from there. I didn't realize 150 was a starting bid. and then if you wanted to just make an offer just to take it off his hands before the auction's over. So I almost made an asshole out of myself. Potion Sword Run says, Happy New Year to you too. I'm feeling much better after treatment. One more surgery today. Oh man. God be with you, my friend. And then I'll go home. I'll be back at it soon. Man, take your time. Rest. Rest is the most important thing for you, man. Your body can't heal if it can't rest. You just, you do your thing and do it proper. YouTube and this internet bullshit will always be here in one form or another. I hope you heal fast, man. I really do. But yeah, Alex, I do, and thank you, man. I do appreciate it. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but we've talked about this. And I notice you do it in certain increments every, and I'm wondering what that's all about. You and I gotta have a chat, young man. Hey, what's up, S Mill? A member of the Creep Collective. Remember, guys, I'm gonna start doing giveaways on these live streams. But in order to participate, you have to be a member of the Creep Collective. It's not a thing to make money. It's 99 cents, for fuck's sake. It's a contract. It's telling me that if you win something, you're going to give me your information. There's nothing worse than having a giveaway and having to chase down some fuck and then finally getting a hold of them and they're like, give it to somebody else. I appreciate the sentiment, but it fucking sucks. So by joining, you're saying, yeah, I do want free stuff, and I'm more than willing to take, the chance of giving the creep my address so he can put it in a parcel and get it the fuck out the door. The first one I'm going to be giving away is going to be it's going to be a fun one, and I think we're probably going to do that just as a start of February. I want to give people time to actually come in, because I am going to advertise it heavily, because honestly, it's not a greed thing. I want to get this shit out of here. I'm going to make an entire video about that and explain it. You know, I'm not trying to justify having people pay $1 a month or whatever. It's just more why I'm going in the direction I am, and I'd rather just give it to you guys once a week than sell it to some local dickhead, and I don't know what he's going to do, flip it or whatever, you know? So, Potion, you're very welcome, my friend. You're very, very welcome. Did you? Yeah, no, I got what you meant, man. I got what you meant. The 7800 will be coming your way soon. Let me know what I owe you for that. Let me at least get shipping, bro. Let me at least pay shipping. Loosely said, man, I really wish I could grab the Jaguar. Dude, you know, probably shouldn't have done what I did, man. I mean, I paid... Okay, so technically he gave me... Let's see, he wanted X50. So he took $100 off of it before, you know, all said and good. He told me what he was going to sell it to me for, and then he told me what he was trying to get for it originally. So he's taking $100 off there. And then when I come in, he's like, you know what, just give me on the dot. Fuck the $50. So I got another $50 break on it. Really good dude, but I still paid. I paid a lot more for something than I have ever promised I ever would. Holy shit. Holy shit. So don't feel bad that I have a Jaguar and you don't, because if insurance hadn't given me $2,000 more than I paid for that van, I wouldn't have had something to like bring up my spirits, because I have needed that. So, and I'm looking into a flash cart. I actually looked at it today. Stone Age Gamer or whatever the fuck. I didn't even know they were still around. I remember, who was it that used to pimp them? It was, he's also the Star Wars Geek 77 or whatever. John. The big guy with the fucking huge paws in Arizona. We hung out a few times. He came to one of our retro nights that me and my buddy Mr. Paku hosted. Cool guy. Likes his drink. Or at least he Gamester 81, yeah. Or at least he used to. I never really kept up on him. He was a pretty cool guy to talk to. Pretty cool guy. Well, that was the ColecoVision. But I think he used to... it was either them or Rich from Retro Review Tech USA, or whatever the hell it was. Alex, YouTube takes 33% of the chat. So instead of sending 5, I'll send 650. Oh, dude, you don't have to do that. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Rehab, Hope. Okay, yeah, you guys talking amongst yourself? Hey, Handheld King, what's going up? What's going on? We're just talking about this new Atari fodder. Thanks for coming in. Bryce, what's up, my man? Thanks for helping me out there. I couldn't remember Willie of Arcade USA's name earlier, so... But yeah, I mean, does anyone have any speculation as to what is going to be in that, like, this little micro thing? I think it looks wicked rad. If anything, it looks cool. Joysticks, not so much. I don't think they look cool. I think the bat style, I mean, you know, it comes back down in. I'm not the biggest fan of that. But it is what it is, I suppose. But you gotta try something new. I like the ribs. I do like the ribs on here, and, you know, over here. And the more I'm looking at it, actually, I think the ColecoVision actually has ribs exactly like... Well, no, because they also had some up here. Alright, I was going to be like, what the fuck? I'm excited to have the Yak Games handheld. But I do want the Microcade. Hey, what's up, Billy? How you doing? Bill Sherman. How's it going? Dream Gear? Are they the ones making the cheap attachments for the Wii? I have no idea. No idea. Thanks, Rab. Yep. As long as it has Hero, that's all I need. Yeah, no, I totally get it. King. Is that Horgy? What's going on? I'm not even going to try to say it was a Papadopoulos. I know what Papadopoulos is, but what's going on? But I don't know. I'm excited about this. I'll probably get one of these when they go on clearance. This I would probably never pick up. Unless it was the actual arcade ports. But Yeah, I don't know. What say you guys? I mean, are you genuinely excited for any of this? How much is it? I don't know. We don't know any of that yet. At least I don't think we do yet. I don't think we do. What is it? CES is this week, isn't it? Didn't it start today, actually? Or tomorrow? Does it start tomorrow? Tomorrow would make more sense, but you guys tell me. I don't follow this crap. I really don't. I'm liking the joysticks either or not. They look like they have a long throw. And you know what? That's the thing. I mean, even the Wiko command stick sometimes had like way too big. Some people like that, but I don't. I most certainly don't. I like people hate the tightness of a true Atari 2600 joystick, but it's that you got to understand it was a different mindset for gameplay back then. It was that twitch stuff, you know. You know, I like tight joysticks, you know. How much will you pay for it? I don't know. It depends on what's in it, honestly. So this, if it had 50 games, I would pay the typical, what are these usually, 30, 40 bucks? I'd pay that. Maybe wait for it to go on some kind of a discount, you know. If I were to think, depending on what they put, they could do this for $50 to $80, depending on what it is. Now this one here, I'm kind of hoping this is going to be like a $75 sleeper. You know, it intrigues me, and I'm definitely going to follow at least this fucking thing until I can't, you know, until we figure it all out. But crossing my fingers that it sells here. Oh wow, Nicaragua. Am I reading that right? My screen's far away and I can't see, guys. I'm sorry. I like the design of that handheld. I do too. Have you ever played one of the games in that handheld? I mean, they have tons of them. It's a comfortable handheld. I mean, it's got a nice solid feel to it. Some people don't like the D-pad. I love it. It feels interesting. Loosely Collected says, so, are these pre-order online only? I don't know. I know that pre-orders are coming soon. I mean, guys, honestly, this right here is all I've read. So this is literally, this blue box here, if you can see it, is all I know about these things. That's it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go to their page. Okay, so it was Galaga. Galaga was the one I had. Galaga. Okay, see, we were just in that one. Oh, here we go. Look at this stuff. That's pretty. This looks more computer rendered than, well, they all looked computer rendered. Yeah, here we go. Oh, they're not showing us what's going to go up top here. All right, so when did this get tweeted? This got tweeted on the 4th. All right, so we're supposed to learn about all this stuff today, I guess. All right, after the stream, I'll look into it. Look, yep, Gen X Grown Up. Told you guys.
Arcade and Atari teasing their
Oh, I don't want any sound. But we can play it. Yeah, there we go. Pretty cool. I have the Galaga and Dig Dug handhelds. Aren't they comfortable, man? The At Games handheld is fantastic, especially since I love my At Games handheld. I don't talk about it as much as I used to. Okay, so the buttons are exactly how I saw them. One's concave and one's convex. So that looks mean, doesn't it? Doesn't that look mean? Excuse me. But yeah, I absolutely. I had the very first generation, and then that died. And then the Game Czar and family found me a wood grain one, so I flipped them the cash and they sent it out to me, along with some other goodies. As a matter of fact, they sent me a Creep It Real sign, which is going to start. You're going to start seeing it back here. I'm going to be redoing this whole area here pretty soon, or trying to get back into the sunroom there so I can have my own space. But there's some pretty cool stuff here. Pretty cool stuff. Let's get into the images. I do like the design of this. I really do. The yellows and the orange and everything. It's a nice compliment to the time in which the stuff came out, without trying to look like anything specific. I mean, they do have the ribs here of the console. It's expected, but okay. So there's your volume. I'm looking at. Oh, that's it. I'm looking to see if there's any shoulder buttons. I want to see shoulder. What the fuck is that ugly thing? Is My Arcade still selling these things? Are these guys high? Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here's some of the pictures people were sending me. Pretty cool. I don't know. I'm excited. I wasn't originally. I was not originally until I saw this Bad Larry right here. So that's I guess that's all I've got to say. Let's go back into here. Again, what say you guys? Oh, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Let's see. Got like a cheap parts. They are good enough. I don't know what you're saying cheap parts to, but if you're saying the My Arcade stuff, yeah, the parts are pretty cheap. But they're solid. The plastic feels good. I like them. I think they're good. I hope it's comfortable like the Neo Geo Pocket. Have you played that? If you're talking about the original one, yeah. If I remember correctly, I almost bought a blue one. It was like a crystal blue or a transparent blue. It was when I was still in Arizona at the gaming zone in Tempe, Arizona, where we used to host our retro nights. Pretty cool joint if you're in the Arizona East Valley. I didn't get the Pac-Man one because I figured the D-pad, yeah. You know, some people love D-pads for Pac-Man. Oh, I got a fun Pac-Man story. But some people prefer the D-pad, and that's cool. But no, I gotta have definite up, down, left, right, or I'm fucked. I'm gonna die every time. So many times when we talked about the 2600 port of Pac-Man, I bring my sister up because she played that probably more than anyone in my house combined. And she got so good that she did. She rolled the thing, and it was awesome. She was just really good at it. So, long story short. Come to find out, she's got one of those tabletop Pac-Man arcades. I would never think of her to buy like an arcade product or any video game thing anyway. To be perfectly honest with you, as much as she liked that game, we had it in the house, and it was around, so that's why I did it. Along with the crack in the rug, the crack that we, whatever. Joking aside, I never thought in a million years she would have video game stuff. And she's like, have I shown you the Pac-Man arcade? I've had it for X amount of time. I'm like, you fuck, why didn't you show it to me? And you know what? Christmas Eve is when she brought all this up. We never had time for me to go check it out. It's probably like that really thin one that stands about 2.5 feet tall or so. I bet you it's that fucking thing. So I didn't get Pac-Man. Okay, we just did that. They still sell it at the Dollar General stores. Oh, right on. Is it the wood grain one? Because I think that's where they got mine. Dollar General. Okay, ping pong paddle, come with it. Ping pong paddles come with it. Whatever the hell that thing was. Yeah, it was probably just one of those Nintendo, Famiclones or whatever. They're not high. They have superfluous inventory. I hope some of us. Oh, okay. Are we talking about something else here? Are we having amigos talks in the conversations? I want to talk about Atari. Can we talk about Atari? Possibly even with my glasses on, I can't do handhelds anymore. I hate it. I hate handhelds. I always have. My eyes can't. Like a Wii gamer. You talk about my sister. Oh, virtual Pong with a okay. You guys are cracking me up. All right. Billy says, I was 8 when the Pac-Man port came out. I knew it wasn't the arcade game, but I could play Pac-Man at home. Yeah, you know what, dude? I had the exact... I got it that same Christmas of '82 or whatever it was, along with my ET, and I already knew that I wasn't gonna get the arcade, and I don't think it bothered me. It didn't look. I was hoping it would at least have the colors, the black and the blue, and but it didn't bother me at all. And those sounds, more than anything, are so ingrained in my DNA, and they're part of my, my nostalgia buttons, my nostalgia clitoris. And whenever I hear them, you know what happens when you stimulate that little button. And that's why it's in my intro. The death and regeneration sound, I guess you would call it. And the sound of the dots, and I absolutely love the sound. There's like this little undertone of gwop every time you eat one of the, I can never describe it. You eat one of the fucking the ghosts, and it goes whop. I don't know how they made the sound, and maybe it's only me hearing it because I'm fucking crazy, but love it, absolutely love it. We could talk Amico as well. Yeah, sure, whatever. I did put open chat in the title. I love Donkey Kong on the 2600. I love playing it, but I think they could have done much better. I think they could have done way better. Yes, DJZ says, big hope for the Amico consoles very soon. I was wondering about that. I was actually thinking about making a video about, I think it's time for an update. I'm still on board. Let me, since time has passed, let me at least state my position on the whole thing. I don't have a lot of hope for it. I really don't. But I'm still on board. I'm still excited. Until I hear the definite, the actual people say this is done, I'm going to assume it's going to happen. And I'm going to enjoy it. But I also have to look at reality, and I don't have the information. I'm not talking to people, so from an outsider / consumer point of view, it looks pretty bleak to me. But I'm still there. I'm in the trenches. I'm bobbing and weaving, as Dad would say, and I'm excited. And I'm just going to go with the positive notion that I will eventually have my Founders Edition. So I'm glad to hear. DJC said hopefully that there'll be some information coming very soon. I really do. Horgy, thank you for the congrats on the 2K subs. I really do appreciate that. I really do. God damn, 2,000, man. I remember when I hit almost 800, and it was right around when the Amico was first starting to do its thing. Before it was even called the Amico. And all of a sudden, 1,000 subs happened just like that. I'm just like, oh. So I really do have... I'd say 20% VCS Atari box and 80% Amico to thank for at least my name being thrown out there, And it is what it is. But let's hope it's a positive thing. Let's keep the the vibe going that it's at least a positive. It's gonna happen in whatever capacity, We already talked about that in my last live stream. We're not gonna go there, but. Did you ask for your $100 back? I didn't. I consider that a payment for the entertainment I've had, and I have a personal loyalty to somebody within. During my really dark hour, so to speak, in my hour of need, yes, they were there. Somebody I had no idea who they were, didn't even know they knew who I was within the organization. Reached out in a way that I don't know. I just can't describe it, nor am I going to say anything about it. But it meant a lot to me. Also, Tommy and I had like a 4 or 5 hour chat over Skype about motivation and stuff like that. Leave your fucking shit about that alone. And even though, I wasn't, I haven't been as hardcore about it either way for a while now. And that was by design, for a reason. Unless I got pissed off and I came and I got hot on here. But I do have a loyalty to the brand for personal reasons, not for any other reasons than that, people and kindness. So I will always be Team Amico unless they straight out come out and go, ha ha ha, you fell for it, you fat toothless fuck. And then I'd probably say, you got me, you fuck, I'm coming after your families. But no, honestly, in all seriousness, I didn't ask for my $100 back. I think I got enough stuff. Enough. Not physical stuff, but you know what I mean. Enough. 2,000 subs. we just mentioned 80% of my growth is because of them. So it is what it is. You know, and a couple of years ago, that $100 probably would have crippled me. And could I use it today? Sure, but it's been so long ago, it doesn't even exist to me anymore. Mr. Shaw, is it Shaw? Shaw or Shay? Let me know. Let me know. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. New name? New name? I apologize if we've met before. Thanks for coming by. I really do appreciate it. Who is shorter, Saggy or Tommy? Oh, that's a fucking good question. I'm going to have to think about that. I don't know if I saw them two together enough, like without the, leaning and hugging. I'm just going to go on a limb and say, and nobody get mad at me, please. I think Saggy's just a little taller. Retro, are you in the room still? Rab, let me know. I want to say she's a little bit taller. But it could also have been shoes or something. I don't know. But regardless, that's a fun question, but it could go in so many directions that I just don't want it to. Because I do have respect for these people. I do. Regardless. Miko, or what's left of it, will be carved up by lawyers to pay debt. And if that's the case, then, it is what it is. It is what it is. Saggy's definitely shorter. Okay. All right. Like I said, every time I saw them, there'd be a lot of leaning and hugging. So I really didn't pay attention to that. So I didn't mean anything by picking her being taller. Just for some reason, I pictured her being taller. I don't know. You can't get a Founders if you get a refund. That is correct. That is correct. I think I know what you're doing. Because I had said a little bit ago that if my Founders comes in and then he asks, did I get my $100 back? I see what you're doing. No poking bears. Let's not do that. Saggy and her 4-inch heels. I don't think I've ever seen her in heels. Although I've really only seen her once in person, so. A huggy duo. Yep. You bet your ass. Lots of grabbing and everything. It was a good time that day we all hung out. It really was rad. You kids rad. Let's see, anything else going on in here? So yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna, where did I go? Okay, stay right there. I'm gonna tease something. And by tease, I guess I'm just gonna give it away. So a while back, I wanted to fuck with you guys. I wanted to really, really fuck with you guys. And one of the reasons I wanted my 3D printer was because I wanted to 3D print an Atari VCS. And this was a little bit before the Amiga was really, probably right in the middle of that. And it was before the Atari VCS came out. And I was pretty rough on it. I was really rough on it. So I wanted to 3D print one. And finally I got a 3D printer. And by the time I started printing it, the cocksucking thing got released. So my idea was to 3D print one and put it hiding somewhere. Or in one video if I had to move from here to the TV or my shelf and all that. Somewhere it was going to be discovered. And I know some eagle-eyed fuck would be like, oh, what is that? But it was too late. And anyway, the scale of the one I found wasn't proper. So I got this 3D printed shell, okay? But more so, I have a Raspberry Pi Zero, but the one with the, I believe it's the Bluetooth. It has Bluetooth and all that. Wi-Fi. It has Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. And then your connections for it. It does have RetroPie installed on it. I have to find this back plate. I don't know if I still have it or not, but even if I don't, you live with it. But this is probably going to be the first thing I give away. in a very future live stream. I want to make it interesting, but you have to be a member. And by being a member, you're just signing a contract saying, I don't have to chase you down and you're definitely going to take it. You don't have to be in the chat to win. You just have to be a member. So hit that join button, 99 cents. This ain't shit. Because I have that. I also have 2 consoles here that I showed off last time. These 2 are definitely going to be given away. It's a Star Trek fucker. They all work. And the Centipede one. This is actually really fun. And it has the instructions. So, oh, you know what? I should have printed a shell for an Amico. I should have actually started designing a controller. And once I got the real controller in my hands, I was like, oh, this ain't even close. This ain't even close. I think I put the, I printed it in this like silky purple PLA. And I put the Alzheimer's logo in with the screen as, I probably should have continued that project and just printed a fake shell and put that somewhere here. Fuck, I would have even gotten like a party light thing and put it in there. That would be awesome, right? Just to fuck with you guys. Maybe it'll happen. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't know. I put my 3D printer away. I have a bunch of projects I have to finish before I start. Hey, Alex. Man, I hope you're still in here long enough for me to say goodbye. Thanks for coming in, bud. I'll message you later. I want to talk to you about something. Hey, if you had picked up between the television, what are you picking up? Oh, okay. So if I had those 3 choices and I only could grab one, I'm probably going to stick with my Atari. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Atari only because I hate the controllers. Okay, I don't hate the Coleco controller. I just think it's too short. So I always do the ball topper thing, you know? With the ball topper, it's great. It just sucks doing the side buttons like the Intellivision. And it would really be based off of that, the controller. I've never had a problem with the joystick. And if I don't have paddles, I don't have paddles. Oh well. I can still play well over 800 games, depending on which ones I do have. So, that's my answer. I would still stick with the Atari VCS / 2600. 2600, yeah, okay, so I'm not the only one. Cool. That's awesome. Possum Grit says, thank you, man. What is better, 7800 or 5200? 7800, because it works. 7800 is better because they did it right. It should have came out in 84 like it was originally going to. I think they made the right choice and not actually. I mean, technically it did come out. I believe it was like micro released in certain areas. And then they just ditched it. And then when they started seeing Nintendo was doing a thing, they're like, oh, don't we have this? Don't we have that? And, I don't know. If they hadn't come out with the 5200 and came straight out with something like the 7800 or the XEGS, which is what the 5200 should have been to fucking begin with. Because that's all it was an 8-bit computer made into a console. It really was their computer line made to only play video games. So that's all it really was. But yeah, it's sad because there were a lot of really great games. There are some games that actually work well with that joystick, if the joystick's working. Like, I like playing Missile Command with that. It played very well. I liked it anyway. I mean, the non-centering thing bothers me in certain games, but for the most part, I thought it fucking worked great with Missile Command. But that's just me. What about you? So I say the 7800, plus it was backwards compatible out of the box, whereas you had to get an adapter for the 5200. And it was ugly as sin. It was the stupidest, cheapest looking piece of caca, which I don't own anymore. I was just talking about the 5200, maybe wanting to start collecting for it. 7200 could play your 2600 carts. That's exactly the reason I was going to start going with the library. The only downfall of the 7800, and I think it would have competed at least enough with the Master System anyway, is the sound chip was really the only downfall. And the fact that Atari kept just rehashing the same stuff. That's what they do. And that's another thing we're talking about today with my buddy Coleco Joe. I was like, that's just kind of what, no matter who owns it, Atari just likes to rehash the same fucking shit. I suppose when they try to do something new, we all fucking puke on them for it. So it's a win-lose situation for Atari no matter what. They suck, even though we love them. No, I'm just kidding. Trammell wanted to focus on computers. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he ditched it real quick. Well, and I don't know if you guys know this, but actually Nintendo approached Atari to actually release what now is the NES. They knew Atari still had the biggest name in video games here, and they wanted to use them as a partner to get some, their foot into the American market. And Atari was actually just fucking with them. They were going to, do this thing, and it was going to cost Nintendo a grip. But they were kind of like going to fluff it while they worked on their own thing to release. And they were going to use that revenue to make it as good as they could. But then at a trade show, one of the gaming trade shows, Atari saw Coleco using Donkey Kong for their packing game on the Atom system. And they were like, fuck no. You guys can make it for your... No. Can't make it for the home console. I mean, the home computer. So... Oops. They failed to say, well, it's the same cartridge that plays on our regular system. So had they not done that, Atari wouldn't have called them and said, fuck you. So it was like this weird, Atari didn't know they still fucking don't know what to do. Why do we love these dummies? They're lovable, that's why. Atari are a bunch of dummies, aren't they? And what happened with the Atari Hotel in Phoenix, Arizona? I'll go check it out. I got a lot of friends that could couch surf in Phoenix still. Go visit some old friends and such. Retro Advisory Board, can you ask to unban me? Oh, I only made a joke 1 or 2 times. Oh, and I did. Well, let me ask you this, Horgy. Do you actually appreciate DJC's content? Are you a legitimate fan? Maybe that's how I would approach that. Maybe even try to get a hold of DJC one way or the other and be like, look, I'm sorry. As long as you weren't being a dickhead. I mean, I don't know what happened, so. But, yeah, I hope you guys can hash that out. As long as everyone's being respectful. DJC, he's a good dude. Some people want to puke on him. They think there's something shady about him. That Pond dude, this guy, still fucking pukes all over him, but he forgets that man fed him one night. That man fucking fed you one night, buddy. You need to let it go. Whatever it is, let it go. Let it go. But they banned me for complaining about I can't get my Amico refund. I get it, man. I get both aspects of it. I get that there's only so many times some people can hear the same things. I cracked finally on some guy in my live stream. I'm like, you know what, you can keep asking questions, but you're not asking new ones. It's the same shit. If people came to my stream with something new or had a new question or whatever, I totally see where people get frustrated and everything. My biggest problem with a lot of cats was their intrusiveness. You can come over here and be like, yo, this console sucks, and fuck you for being a fan of it, and anyone in here that likes this, that, and the other, But if you're intrusive about it, I've only blocked 2 people. I've only banned 2 people in my entire time on the internet going back to Windows 95. In chat rooms and shit. And it was both here on YouTube during the Amico fucking crises. The wars. The Amico wars. And it's because they were just super intrusive. One just wouldn't shut up about me being a fake Atari fan. And the other one just wouldn't shut up about... I don't even remember what the other one wouldn't shut up. It was some FVJ one guy. And I can't remember the other one. Yeah, Easy G or whatever the fuck his name was. Yeah. I kicked his ass right out. And I showed him. Oh man, some of you cats take this internet shit too seriously. But yeah, I mean, Retro, if you could pass that along and see what Chuck has to say. Yeah, I'm not here to mend. I'm not a mitigator. I am trained in conflict resolution, but nah, we're good. Boston Gris says I'd stay in the Miss Pac-Man room, right? Right? I wonder how they would handle that. Like you say, can I have the Miss Pac-Man room? And they're like, minors or adults? And I would be like, yeah, no, for adults. For adults, I'm by myself. And you go up there and there's like this Miss Pac-Man fleshlight type thing that comes down. And is anyone on the same page as me? That's what the Miss Pac-Man room means to me. F1GA got banned from Atari Age twice. Oh, really? That guy's a piece of shit. I can't stand him. He's okay. Maybe I shouldn't say they're a piece of shit because I really don't know them. But there's something not rad about that dude. Nothing cool. Like the excessive, intrusive nature of how that individual goes about things is it's well beyond. You know, I don't want to sit here and talk ill of someone who can't, be here to defend themselves. But with that cat, fuck him. Fuck him. Man, that dude got under my skin a few times. I was just like, will you shut the fuck up about Atari and when I got what? Jesus Christ. Snap Craft. What's going on? Fake Atari fan. Wow. What makes you a real Atari fan? Okay, so the individual's issue with me was, he's like, you're not an Atari fan because you were one of those guys who only had the Atari 2600 growing up. So because I only had the 2600, here, if you're fairly new to me, here's my video gaming progression. The Sears Kelly games, Heavy Sixer, NES, Genesis, PlayStation 1, and then a few whatever afterwards. So I didn't really get into the 52 and the 7800. In fact, I didn't even know the 7800 existed until after I was in high school. After I graduated. I saw it at a yard sale once. I was like, what the fuck is this thing? And didn't think anything of it. But, so because I didn't have any of these things, at least when they were relevant, I wasn't a real Atari fan. I was just someone who enjoys the 2600. So I was a VCS fan and not an Atari fan. So I see where some of the fucked up logic is coming from. That's what that's all about. And I actually talked about it when I was unboxing my Jaguar. I don't know why that guy bothers me. It's just such a fucked up way of looking at things. I got a client that comes into our place. I work in the art industry. And he says that as artists, our job is to only capture nature as it exists. And that's it. And he's steadfast on that. It's just people like that. I understand if you have your ways and your belief, but being that dead hard on some trivial thing like that leaves no room for anything. Growth, nothing. Is not a failure, it's a tragedy. I figured you'd ban Pat. I get no reason to ban them. They don't come over here. They don't come over here. I'm not subscribed to Pat anymore. I was never a fan of the Unnecessary Podcast anyway. The Poo Poo Podcast, as I used to call it. No, I wouldn't ban them. And I have nothing against Pat. He's just a pretentious prick. Ian's the one I have a problem with. I think he's a waste product. I don't like him. I don't like him. Just listening to him talk and how he and gets all fucking riled up, and so I'm like, dude, it's video games. I get mad too. But like he fucking starts shaking and shit. Yeah. Alright. I work at a game store, so I can be the end all be all. I don't like that either. Sears Heavy Sixer died today. Hooked up. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. That's too bad. Try to find yourself another board. Or if you're willing to sell the shell, I could use it. I need a new bottom for something. For a project, an actually really rad project I want to try. But if you're looking to have it fixed, I can't recommend anybody, but I say try to get it fixed. It's usually capacitors. It's either capacitors or look for the voltage regulator. The voltage regulator has a bunch of white shit around it. Just have that replaced and just a recap, you know. Not too heavy of a deal. I'll get her going again. 5200 sucked. 7800 unknown of. Oh my god. Are you like legit Snapcraft? Are you legit picking on me? 5200 didn't really suck. It was a miss. Yeah, it was what it was. Would hate on people who didn't like the new VCS. Yeah, and I think that's where it came from, because I wouldn't be a fan of that. So I couldn't be a true Atari fan. That's true too. I remember him puking about that a lot. Puking about that. You don't like the VCS? I'm like, I did until they, did what they were doing. So I hated on the Amico, so I call him a fake Atari fan. That's funny. Television is better than Atari. Loved and still loving television. Right on. Right on. What's Ian's problem? I don't know. It's just his personality. I can admit that. It's his type of personality that I just don't jive with. If we were to meet in person, I guarantee you we would never get along. It wouldn't be like fucking fisticuffs, but you know what I mean. We just wouldn't be whatever. See, gatekeeping. It's like our video game crowd started emulating Pepper and Jocks, and you know what, Retro? You're right. Retro Advisory Board became bullies in a circle of 100%. Holds up the Lion King Genesis cartridge. Alan says the Intellivision Amico is going to be released in Canada on December 31st, 2023. Best Buy Canada online is sold out. And just look at Best Buy Canadian website. No joke. I wouldn't put too much into that, but okay, that sounds cool. I'm down. Bossman Grit says it's all good. Always had a backup, even haven't gotten into it yet. I usually do my own repairs. Right on. It's a sad day when a console dies. I remember when my original one finally died. I didn't think enough to keep it. I had just discovered it, as a matter of fact. I think what happened is it was cold, and I didn't let the thing warm up in the house, and I may have fried something. I think that the condensation on the console caused a short somewhere, and it popped a cap or 12 or whatever. It busts a cap in my Atari console. So that's what I think, and at the time I didn't think to hang on to it, and we got rid of it. I'm not sure if Amico is coming out, says Horgy. They say there's no money for making it. Yeah, I'm still a little confused on a lot of that myself. But we're also getting reports of forward movement. I just have to wait for the next announcement. I mean, we don't really have any new information, so other than it was confirmed, I think, that DJC is going to come out with some information, or he said that some information is coming out. I don't remember. 2600 are tanks. Maybe it was just his time. Yeah, and that's very well exactly it. It was probably just his time. And if I had known better, I would have done the same thing I was just advising this cat about, Possum and Grits, about either parting it out to me or just, fixing a voltage regulator, throwing a few caps in there. And it's good to go. It's better to do that for a couple of reasons. One, you don't have to buy a new console. It's much cheaper. You get to keep your console. We develop relationships with these fucking useless pieces of plastic. Whether you realize it or not. And more importantly, you keep it out of the landfill. You know? I mean, these things are junk. And if they're in the landfill or wherever, they're going to cause a problem. And while they're on the planet, they might as well fucking be here with their purpose in mind. So, repairing is always my favorite solution. It's just sad things aren't being made these days with that ability, you know. Sucks. But, you know, back then, 77 to 80, whatever, even further back, everything was repairable one way or the other. Let's see, possible regrets, 40 plus years, never had a problem until today. Modern consoles last a couple of years, if you're lucky. If you're lucky. S. Mill says, I hate Nintendo because they have not dropped the price of Switch in 7 years. And you know what? Nobody will complain about it. Or they won't. They don't give a shit because people will pay it. People will pay it. It's okay, you know. If it's beyond repair, I'll get it mailed up to you. Well, let me throw a few bucks your way, at least. But no. I mean, I was half-heartedly saying that. I was really being an ambulance fucking chaser. Hey, what's up, hon? I said, what's up? One of the kids just came back from her dance class. But yeah, it's amazing what recapping an old system will do. I know, Billy, right? Hold on a second. What? Oh, you're just going to give me a hug? Aww. No. Okay. I'm going to be off here in a few minutes anyway. Okay, I'm probably going to have to go get Mom soon. Lady's at an inauguration.
It's only 7:40.
It's just soon. The next hour at least. She went to the garden for the new governor inauguration or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Let's see. Snapcraft says the big three, Atari, Intellivision, Coleco, are becoming passe. Better for us 50-plus-year-olds. Still love them. Yeah. I think Atari, and then you have to take Intellivision and Coleco and put them kind of like together because they were a lot less known. Atari just had, you know, the same presence as Nintendo had for the longest time. And it still in a way does. But they've always been respected for, you know, their place in the history of all this stuff. I think they've always had that, but I don't think they will ever be popular. You know, you got those hipsters, and you have the random person who's like, you know what, I'd love to play my Atari, and they find a retro game store, and they go in there and they buy a console and 5 or 6 games, and then they just fucking put it in the closet later on. Ends up at a yard sale, which is where it probably came from to begin with. So, but I don't think they'll ever have the popularity. The respect will be there from the collectors and the people who enjoy or respect the history of gaming in general. But I don't think they'll ever, unless you're talking about like rare stuff, you know. Let's see. Dryland, what's going on? What a fun name. Welcome to the channel. I don't think we've met before. I can play Atari and Intellivision and Coleco on my analog pocket. It's awesome. Yeah. The analog pocket. Is that like the same as like the I don't know. What was that Nintendo that came out that was like fucking like legit stuff and it was like $300 almost? It's them, right? I didn't know they had maybe I did know they had a little pocket thing. Maybe I did. At Games will never let Atari die. I think Atari is going to make them die. This is another one of those. I really do want the new At Games flashback. The little console with the switches. The ones with the buttons, I don't own a single one, and I don't want to. I technically do. I own a flashback too, but it's been gutted and put into a cigar box. A Cigar 2600 from Canadian Zangief. But I wouldn't mind having that on the shelf. Just a little, cute little guy. Put my little Atari keychain on there. My console keychain. Hey, what's up, Jet? What's going on, buddy? Place by me sells Atari, Coleco, and television games for $1 to $3, and that's how it should be. Really, honestly, the entertainment that the average person is going to get from something like that, that's about right. That's about right. I don't mind some games climbing into the 20 to 25 range. And guys, the fact that I just bought a Jaguar for however much I did kind of, I guess, takes away from what I'm saying here. But I've never owned one. I don't think I ever would own one had I not had the extra few bucks to throw down. I'm looking at it. I know. I'm looking at the box anyway. But I've always said I'll never pay more than $20 for a game. And I'll never, shit changes sometimes. Shit changes. Here I am paying $500 for a console and a box for a game. Hope you saw that. Exact Possum, sometimes, 100%. Let's see. Best Buy Canada and Television Amico. Comes up one available pre-order. Oh, really? December 31st. You know what? If December 31st is really where they're going with it, in all seriousness, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Amico coming out and saying, you'll have your shit on December 31st. And technically, I'll get it a week earlier if everything goes as planned because I'm a founder. And we're supposed to get our consoles, the 2,600 of them that were pre-ordered, we're supposed to get ours earlier than everybody by a week. I don't know if the VIP edition had that same clause in mind, but I certainly know that the Founders does. I'm going to be fucking pissed. I mean, I'll be happy, obviously, when it does finally show up. But for fuck's sake, don't make me wait until Christmas. I mean, we literally have, 11 months to go? Please don't make me wait again another whole year. I mean, do what you got to do to make this thing proper. Don't rush it and make it a piece of shit, but... And, I mean, at least they'll have a year to get it out. Because if it doesn't come out on whatever the next date that they put out, they're done. I mean, I guess a lot of people will say they're already done, but I don't think so for all the reasons we talked about earlier. And yeah, as long as it comes out, I guess, at this point. What's another year, right? Another year. We should already be into peripherals and getting excited about the next collection of games, but it is what it is. I sold a copy of Threshold for the 2600 today for $42. Wow. Right on. Nice sale, Jet Screamer. Nice, right? Maybe you get Amico in May. Maybe. I'd love it. I'd love it to come out in March. I mean, my birthday's in March. How fucking rad would that be to get it around my birthday? I'd make it like a birthday episode. I think I've only done one birthday episode. I packaged up something, I wrapped it like a present, and gave it to one of you guys for my birthday. I think it was like to come get my birthday present giveaway or something like that. I need to do more stuff like that. So if you want free stuff, join. Hit the join button. Every chat, we'll start giving free stuff away. First one's going to be a fake Atari VCS. You can put all the games on it you want. It's already got RetroPie built in. But Bummer Jag didn't have more like Alien vs. Predator. The more I'm looking at the catalog, I know the majority of the catalog, but now I'm truly looking because I'm going to be looking for ROMs, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know if I'm going to start collecting carts. I will find carts once in a while if they're decently priced, but I'm not paying hundreds of dollars for one fucking game. It ain't going to happen. I don't care. I don't care if it comes with a fucking blowjob. I ain't paying. I'll pay $75 for the cart and a blowjob, but there goes my monetization. It's okay. I don't mind the yellow. I don't mind the yellow plus sign or the dollar sign. That means I'm doing my job right and it's pissing off YouTube. I have several Atari Gauge games. Lots of good stuff. Right on. Let's see. Alex says, got a glary bumming fire. Did the burning fire? Nice. That's awesome. Those are pretty. ESP came out with that shape in the late 90s, I believe. Really fun stuff. Pumped out of hell. And hey, just to let you know, Alex, that there's nothing wrong with the 335 copy that you got. It was a replacement bridge I put on it. And I was told it's going to sound like shit. And they weren't kidding. What's going on is there's a roller saddle, right? It's a round thing and it's supposed to spin. But it's not on the pin properly. It's got a little bit of play. So because of that, yes, there's supposed to be movement this way, but it's also doing this and doing this. So it makes this teeny sound. It sounds like caca. So I got to find where I put the original bridge or just find something better. I could buy saddles for it. Maybe I'll buy some brass saddles. That would sound fucking amazing. But regardless, so don't think anything was wrong with that. Anything was wrong with that. Let's see. Great quality also. Yep. Snapchat says, ha ha ha. I can't remember what I said that made him say that, but I'm glad you think I'm funny. 75 cents for a cart. Oh, 75 for a cart of PJ is fair. I think so. But the problem is where is that PJ coming from? That determines that price. So, hey, what's up, Brady? What's going on, my friend? We're talking about Atari games, the Amico, and blowjobs. Well, HP. I have to see. Yeah, exactly, Snapchat. I'd have to see the lady first. But yeah, so, going back to what we were talking about originally, let me see if I can bring that screen back up. Oh my god. No, I guess not. Where is it? There it is. I find it. I think this is going to be the one to look for. It better not cost more than $100, whatever it is. But yep, this thing, I'm 50-50. It better have the right thing in it as well. I mean, Atari, put actual arcade ports on here. Don't just do 2600. This can be just 2600. But I can't wait to find out whatever the fuck this thing is. Rab says, I got to attend the event here. Be well, Creep. Good night. Hey, Rab. We'll see you later, my friend. You be good, man. You be good. Jaguar has EverDrive cartridge. Yeah. Stone Age Gamer. I was looking at it earlier today, as a matter of fact. Is it in my... Let me do this. Let's look at their website. But they do have a... what is that? Oh, interesting stuff. But they have a cart. Here it is. It's $2. It's $225 for just the cart and a manual. It's big bucks. But I think I'm going to pull the trigger on it. I really do. You seeing what I'm looking at? Okay. I just want to make sure. Does anyone in here have the new Atari Age carts? I don't have any of the Atari Age ones, I don't think. I might. I can't remember, honestly. I know I have a bunch of the repro for television from Television Revolutions. I gotta buy that one. I hope there's some still in stock. In fact, I'm gonna do it right now, as a matter of fact. But hoping the station comes with Atari 50th packed in. That would be interesting if that's exactly what that was. A portable version of Atari's 50th anniversary. Is there enough buttons on there to handle that? I mean, literally with everything that was in that package. You gotta remember, there's more than just 2600 games in it. There's arcade titles, there's games going all the way up to the Jaguar. So, holy shitskis. I don't know, man. I'm fucking stoked. I can't wait to find out what it is. I really wanted to bag on these things. I really did. But, no, I'm not going to continue as the Atari Creep. I don't know why it says playset on there. I think I did have this horror page for a little while. I think it combined the two. It is what it is. I have the Atari Age carts. They're high quality games. Yeah, I hear nothing but good stuff about them. I want Popeye in 1942 for the Atari 7800. They look dope as hell, right? 1942 alone. I knew that would run really well on that. It's a shame it never came out originally. But all right, guys, I really do have to sign out. I have to go buy bikes. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. This was a fun night, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to come on. My ladies had an inauguration right now at the Boston Garden, or what do they call it now, the TD Garden. Fuck that noise. I was actually working at this little sub shop called the Bird's Nest when they were tearing down the original garden. And one of the construction guys gave me one of the folding wood chairs and one of the bricks. And I don't know what the fuck happened to those. They're long gone. I gave the chair to my dad. But, you know, it is what it is. But, folks, honestly, thank you so much for coming. I really do appreciate it. This was a fun chat. This was a really great night. I hope you guys are already enjoying your new year. If I haven't said it to you yet, you know, Happy New Year and all that good stuff. Yeah, we're probably going to be starting up the alzheimers here in another couple of months. It's officially over for the 2022. 23 will be coming up. And don't forget, if you want to win stuff like fake VCSs with RetroPie and handheld little games and stuff like that, hit the join button down below. It's not a financial thing. It's more of a contract thing for me. So by hitting that button, you're saying, yes, I won't be chased around. I'll say yes to anything you're giving away that I get picked for. And if you're out of the country, you have to pay for the shipping. Guys, I hope you're all doing well. Take care. Creep it real.